Right, it's a nice Sunday afternoon, early in October. This is in fact the 6th of October. Lots of work, but I can't ignore lovely weather like this. I'm not sure how warm it's going to be. I did put this coat on, but maybe I made a mistake by putting it on. I should probably at least take the scarf. Probably don't need it. It's really very clement. It's been so cold the last couple of weeks, and rain for the first of the weeks. I came out every day. The second day not rain but really cold. The second week not rain but very cold. This is the third week in a row. Normally it's not my plan to do 3 weeks in a row. It's very tough on my family when I'm away for 3 weeks at a time. But sometimes just to keep parities right, when I'm going to have longer periods back in Poland or go to the UK or things, I've got to do 3 weeks really, otherwise it wouldn't be fair. I wouldn't get enough time in Russia to perform my objectives. And so it's not easy, I think, when you get to third in a row, especially when the first 2 weeks was so awful weather. But now, even though it's later in the year, we're already into October, we've got what's called the old babie leta. Babie, the if you like, it's the possessive from women. I don't know why I've come here. I should have actually gone there. But never mind. And it means old woman's summer, old women's summer, like a babushka, yeah? So babushka is a small baba, which is like an old woman. So the little old woman is like your grandmother. That's the little old woman. And that's where the term... And so babi as a softened adjective means to do with women, or old women. So it's an old wives or an old woman's summer. That's what we call the Indian summer in English. Another term that it refers to is the little spidery strings. Is also called babie leta, which so if you hear people referring to it as a substance which is on you, it means there's like a little spider's web on you, a little string that the baby spiders use effectively to fly with. This is babie leta. So I suppose it's because it's the time of the year that it happens. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but that's the kind of idea that it conjures up, I suppose. So here we have the nice big blocks of flats on Akademika Karoleva Street. The one that I'm walking down right now is called Первая Останкинская улица, which is First Ostankina Street. It's not exactly the same as... You got lucky. Not the same as the Akademika Karoleva. It's kind of like behind it, but it's a kind of run-off street from behind as you go around from the Prospect Mira area, and then you come around, you swing around through the Hotel Cosmos kind of junction there. Then you can swing off down there to go the back way around Botaniczny Sad, and eventually come back onto effectively to the road that goes up to Altufyevo, which is I think Dmitrovskaya Chaussee. This is therefore a nice cut through. There aren't that many, because the problem with Moscow is that once you get into a situation where you've got a queue or anything like that, then on one of these direct arterial roads going out, there aren't that many ring roads, and they get blocked up pretty quickly as well. And so therefore there aren't that many ways of getting from one artery through to the next. But if the prospect near it is blocked, or you've got the Dmitrovskaya Chaussee block coming into town, then this fills up with cars trying to go from one of the runs out to the other. Oop. Let's have a look. I wasn't expecting that to suddenly appear next to me. Let's have a look and see up here whether there's any. I don't really know the region up here so well. It's looking nice up there, isn't it? So just to see if there's anything that I can, anywhere to go which I haven't been. The reason is that for the first 5 days of October, largely because of just too much work, I haven't been able to do my my walking at the levels that I like to do it. I mean, I've got basically a daily average target of 5.5 this year, and that means that on days like this, when there's no excuse not to, I should be doing. Oh, there's a nice Dixie. I didn't even know that was here. So on days like this, and there's another thing I didn't know: Pasha or Nasha or Russia, Dasha. Not sure exactly what that one's supposed to mean. What I know is, though, that if you come up here, you've got to either you're going to run into the Botaniczny Sad, or you're going to run into VDNH or nothing. So one of the other things you're presumably going to get into, if either that or just come against the wall which says you can't go any further. Either way, I just want to check it out, because unless you've checked it out, you don't know what's up here. And the thing is that you can say, okay, we'll just look at it on the Streetwalker, Google, or Googlet the Streetwalker, but often you don't find that you can get right up to where you want to be, and often the particular place where they took the photograph isn't the place where you need to be to really understand. That's really nice, isn't it? Look, that star-shaped flower pot, almost like a relic from communist days. Really nice. And there's another one over there. So I'm not sure people are going out of their way to make them that politically motivated shape now, but and then there's one of these kind of pineapple things. It's a funny little garden there with all little bits of plastic kitchen there of different shapes. It's nice. It's very Russian. Getting a little bit into the autumn colours slightly, although you have to say, is it autumn, or is it just simply that the plants are a little bit not doing too well because of parasites and what have you? It's a mixture of both, isn't it, really? This is a place I haven't really been, so I just haven't been up here. So this is the whole point of coming, just to get the old kilometres on. Al-Rabih, the rabbi, Al-Rabih. Obviously, it's a place for Arabic sweets and things that they do. Putting there's a hookah pipe. Ehlan wa sehlan. So he speaks Arabic as well, so that's nice. So and unfortunately it comes to a dead end, which I wouldn't know unless I'd come down here. Okay, so basically I had to retrace my steps then. I didn't want to go past that guy with the hookah pipe filming again, because he might have thought I was trying to film him. That was all about some attempt to film him when he's an Arab, for some reason. There you can see the lovely golden sun on that spike in Vervetser there. Nice birdhouse. Anyway, what I was going to talk about was that up until yesterday evening, I had 17.6, wasn't it? 13.5 points plus 4.1, 17.6 over the first 5 days of October, where you can imagine that 5.5 over the first 6 days you should be doing. So by the end of the 6th day you should be on, to be on 5.5 as the average, you should be on 33, shouldn't you? You should be on 33 kilometres, which obviously I'm not. I'm only on 17.6. So to do that difference, I'd need to do 13, 14, 15, 16 almost, yeah? I'd need to do 16 today to make up the difference and get myself back on track. That's too many days really of underdoing it to put right just in one go. So it looks like I'm playing catch up on my required kilometres, and it's going to be the same throughout the whole of this month, because I've got a lot of driving coming up now. In October I'm going to go to the UK. I'm going to take Elena as well with me to the UK, so that's going to be useful, interesting, and basically what I'm planning to do, is obviously spend a bit of time with the missus, and that means less walking because she isn't going to be walking with me. So that means that while I do have days like this where I can, it would be good to do a bit more walking. Now the problem with that plan is, of course, that I don't have a lot of time anyway, because I've got so much work that even some of the weekends are getting taken up on work. And I did my first blog entries yesterday and today for 3 months on hooliganov.tv, answering questions, and it turned into some quite nice articles about the use of audio methods, which I just did in a blog format rather than a video format. Could have done them as a video format. I might even still do them as a video format, but in any event, this I know, I've been here before coming up this way. Usually VDNH, as it's called, this gets you easily into the system. So it gets you into VDNH. This is one of the gates into VDNH from, or the usually VDNH as it's called. So there you are. But to get up to my required amount, I would seriously have to do a lot. I'd have to do like 3 days worth of walking all in one day now, which I just don't have time for. I mean, if I did actually go and do the 16, which would be the worst thing I could possibly do. I mean, I don't think I've done anything more than about 12.6, I think, has been my record so far this year. I don't think I've got into the 13s. In fact, I know I haven't got into the 13s kilometres in a day all this year. So a worthy goal, if it's nice weather, might be to get into something like that, if I can, to get into something like to hit the 13 mark. That might be worth doing if I get that far. Obviously I don't have battery to take you with me on all such of a journey, but I'll stop now in a minute, and then later on when I come to the end of it, I'll let you know how I did get on, and anything in the meantime that might be worth filming while I still have battery, to show you that if anything comes up which is actually worth a quick look at.